Hey there! Breaking news that you absolutely need to hear right now. Just 10 minutes ago, we received confirmation that the government has finally approved those much anticipated $3,400 stimulus checks, and they're set to hit bank accounts via direct deposit starting tomorrow, April 25th. Can you believe this news that so many Americans have been waiting for? This is the financial relief that millions of struggling families have been desperately hoping would come through. Before I dive into all the essential details you need to know about these payments, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss out on critical financial updates like this one that could put thousands of dollars in your pocket. Now let's get straight into what this means for you and your family. According to the latest information we've received, these stimulus checks are part of a new economic relief package that was just pushed through to address ongoing financial hardships many Americans continue to face. The $3,400 payments represent one of the largest direct payments to citizens since the COVID-19 pandemic began years ago. But who exactly qualifies for these payments? And how can you make sure you're going to receive yours as soon as possible? These are questions I know many of you are asking right now, and I've got all the answers you need. The stimulus package reportedly targets middle and lower-income Americans who have been hit hardest by recent economic challenges. Individuals earning under $75,000 annually and couples making less than $150,000 will receive the full $3,400 payment, with partial payments available for those earning up to $95,000 individually or $190,000 for married couples. If you filed your taxes for the past year and have direct deposit information on file with the IRS, you should be among the first to receive your payment automatically. Have you checked your tax filing status recently to make sure your information is up to date? This could be the difference between getting your money tomorrow or waiting weeks for a paper check. What makes this stimulus particularly significant is that it appears to be arriving just in time for many families facing end-of-month bills and expenses. According to economic experts, the timing of these payments could provide immediate relief to households struggling with rising costs of groceries, gas, and housing that continue to strain budgets nationwide. The Treasury Department has reportedly mobilized its resources to ensure that the first wave of direct deposits will begin processing at midnight tonight, with funds becoming available in most bank accounts by early morning on April 25th. Wouldn't it be amazing to wake up tomorrow with an extra $3,400 in your bank account, ready to help with those pressing financial needs? For those wondering about dependents, the package includes provisions for additional funds for eligible children and adult dependents. Unlike some previous stimulus programs, this relief package recognizes the financial burden of supporting family members of all ages, with each qualifying dependent adding to the household's total payment. Parents and caregivers should see these additional amounts included in their single direct deposit payment, rather than as separate transactions. Have you checked to make sure all your eligible dependents are properly documented with the IRS? This could significantly increase the total amount your household receives. The announcement comes after weeks of intense negotiations in Washington, with lawmakers finally reaching a compromise that prioritizes direct financial assistance to Americans. Sources close to the discussions indicate that the urgency of the economic situation for millions of families ultimately pushed legislators to act despite ongoing partisan disagreements. The bipartisan support for the measure reflects growing concern about financial instability across all regions of the country. Do you think these stimulus payments will make a meaningful difference for families in your community? For many, this could mean catching up on overdue bills or finally addressing necessary expenses that have been put off for too long. For those who don't receive direct deposits from the IRS, paper checks will reportedly begin mailing out starting May 1st, though officials strongly encourage everyone to set up direct deposit if possible to receive funds faster. The IRS has also reportedly revamped its Get My Payment tool on their website, allowing citizens to track their stimulus payment and provide updated banking information if needed. Have you used this tool before to track previous payments? It might be worth checking to ensure your information is current and accurate to avoid any delays in receiving your funds. Economic analysts are already predicting that these stimulus payments could inject over $850 billion into the economy as recipients use the funds for essential purchases, debt reduction, and in some cases, savings or investments. Retail sectors are preparing for an uptick in consumer spending in the coming weeks, particularly in categories like grocery, household goods, and electronics. Local businesses in many communities are hoping to see some benefit as well, as these funds circulate through regional economies. What would you do with your $3,400 payment if it arrives tomorrow? Would you pay down debt, catch up on bills, Or perhaps set some aside for future emergencies? There are also reports that this stimulus package includes provisions for enhanced unemployment benefits, rental assistance programs, and small business support, creating a multifaceted approach to economic recovery. However, the direct payments have been prioritized in the rollout schedule, with these additional programs expected to launch in the coming weeks. Government officials have emphasized that this comprehensive approach aims to address both immediate needs through direct payments while also establishing longer-term support systems for ongoing economic challenges. Doesn't it seem like the government is finally recognizing the depth of financial struggle that so many Americans have been facing? For Social Security recipients and those receiving other federal benefits who don't typically file tax returns, the Treasury Department has coordinated with relevant agencies to ensure these individuals receive their stimulus payments automatically, using the same method they normally receive their benefits. This means seniors and disabled Americans should see these funds arrive without having to take any additional steps in most cases. Have you helped any elderly or disabled family members check their eligibility for these payments? Making sure they're aware of what's coming could provide tremendous peace of mind for those living on fixed incomes. It's worth noting that these stimulus payments are not considered taxable income, so recipients won't need to worry about setting aside a portion for next year's taxes. This represents a true increase in available funds for households without future tax consequences. Financial advisors are suggesting that recipients prioritize necessary expenses first, then consider paying down high-interest debt, and finally, if possible, establishing or building emergency savings with any remaining funds. What financial priorities would you address first with this unexpected boost to your budget? Creating a plan before the money arrives could help you maximize its impact on your financial situation. Some critics have questioned the timing and size of these payments, suggesting they could contribute to inflation pressures. However, supporters argue that targeted relief to those most in need actually helps stabilize the economy by preventing more serious financial crises at the household level. The debate continues among economists about the long-term impacts, but for millions of Americans facing immediate financial pressure, these theoretical concerns take a backseat to the practical relief these funds will provide. Do you think the government should be doing even more to support struggling families? Or is this stimulus package sufficient? If you haven't received previous stimulus payments that you were eligible for, this new rollout includes provisions for claiming those missed payments as well. The IRS has established a reconciliation process that allows eligible Americans to receive any stimulus funds they qualified for but didn't receive during earlier distribution phases. This could mean even more money for some households beyond the current $3,400 payment. Have you checked to make sure you received all previous stimulus payments you were entitled to? This might be a good time to review your records and ensure you haven't missed out on funds you deserve. As we await the official start of these direct deposits tomorrow, financial institutions across the country are preparing their systems to handle the massive influx of payments. Some banks have indicated they may make funds available as soon as they receive payment files from the Treasury, potentially even before the official April 25 date. This means some lucky Americans might see these deposits appear in their accounts even earlier than expected. How frequently do you check your bank balance? Tomorrow morning might be a very good time to take a look. Remember, if you want to stay updated on the latest information about these stimulus payments and other important financial news that could directly impact your wallet, make sure to hit that subscribe button right now. I'll be providing real-time updates as these payments begin to roll out and sharing tips on how to make the most of these funds when they arrive. Also, drop a comment below letting me know what this stimulus payment will mean for you and your family. Are you planning to catch up on bills, pay down debt, or do you have something special in mind for these funds? I'd love to hear your thoughts and may feature some of your comments in my follow-up video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next update.